John, would you like to come up and say a few words? I know everybody'd love to hear from you. Everybody, John Gagliardi.
What's that?
Is that okay? Should I move this a little bit? You okay?
I was hoping that some miracle could occur and I could walk up here. You know, it's not a lake or water, but I could walk on turf. Did Jimmy leave already? He had to go to, we got a little thing going this afternoon, a football game, and Jim and my other son, John, were both very good ball players for me. And Jim is still coaching and doing a great job. And I'm really proud of him, both of them, and also proud of the girls, my two daughters. And of course, my wife still has a lot of influence here, believe it or not, because I was not, I've never been in favor of naming something after me. And I was insisting not to have this place named after me. And of course, that didn't take him long. Tom Love said, well, if we don't name it after John, we just name it after Piggy. And that took care of it, I guess. Well, it's been a long time that I've been in here. Some of the times we were practicing football and out here, and believe it or not, the mosquitoes were so bad. A number of times I said, I don't know about some of you guys, but whoever wants to stay out here and practice, okay, but I'm going to go in underneath that in the indoor field. Boy, you should see the stampede to the thing. I couldn't even get started. Some of these guys were already up here. Of course, there were none of this fancy stuff. So, well, anyway, to have something like this named after me is really, a person really should have the decency to be dead. No question about it. Look at this thing. It's beyond my wildest dreams. And I dreamt about it a lot. But I'm happy to be here. I'm just turned 90 the other day. When I say I'm happy to be here, I mean it. I'm happy to be anywhere. 3 stages of life. Youth, which most of us have been through. Youth, middle age, and now I'm into this. Boy, you're looking great. I think I've interpreted it finally. I've heard it so much, especially when our alumni deals. You're looking great. You're looking great. I think it means, I thought you died. I didn't know you were still here. But I've heard a lot, and it must mean something. Well, I have to tell you about one story that kind of tells my whole life in retrospect. I was kind of honored at a deal in Minneapolis, and the guy introduced me and said I was a great and noble man. I was kind of quiet. Picky was with me, and we were driving back to St. John's, and I was pretty quiet, and she says, what are you thinking about? I says, I'm thinking about, I wonder how many great and noble men there are in this world. She said, I don't know for sure, but I know one thing for darn sure, there's one less than you think there are. And that kind of tells you about my life. Well, I don't know how many of you people knew Father Coleman, the abbot here, years ago. And we were having a great season. I think we won a national championship. But he too gave me a great talk, a great praise in one of the talks after that. And he said some nice things. And I bumped into him about a week later and up to St. John's and says, boy, that was nice of you to say such nice things about me. But will you still say I was such a great person if we start losing to St. Thomas? He says, John, he says, we're going to love you, we'll always love you. And boy, if you're losing to St. Thomas, we're going to miss you a lot too. Well, thank you everybody for coming and being here. Ken, I don't know, I should have quit when you started doing, PhD from, where the heck was it? Some tiny school like Michigan, or no, it wasn't Michigan. But he's kind of an example of what we produce. How did I get it on it? But I think I recruited him, didn't I? I got to take pleasure for that. And I coached him, and I turned him loose in front of a crowd like this, and he said the speech just the way we rehearsed it. Thank you, Ken. Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and I wish I could see everybody and hear from everybody. Well, I'm so proud of my family, and of course, my players. I feel like they're part of my family. I know they're part of my family, and they've done such a great job in their life in every way. I'm just amazed and proud of what they've done in all walks of life. It's just amazing. From who was it? Were you the first team we had here, Wayne? How come you can walk so well? Hell, probably so. Well, anyway, I'm really proud of what these guys have done. It's just incredible. And one thing, I finally learned one thing today. I remember Tom Love left our team, joined the service, got married, and after all these years, I finally saw why he got married. God, what a knockout. How the hell did you get her? Well, there's proof. There he must have been a great salesman. That's all. Well, everybody, thank you very much for letting me be with you.